Don't watch this video while you're eating, obviously, unless you have like a appetite of steel. Ooh. Back to the wall. Hello and welcome, my amazing, beautiful, wonderful, sensational stashinals. Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, hi. My name is Stachios777777. I think that was 4 sevens, right? We'll say it is. You can call me Stash or Stashy or Stachios. I go by all three. This right here is my piston cup. Is it? It's not focusing. It's come on. You see that? Yeah. You might be wondering, what does she have in her hand? This right here is a sorority paddle. No, I was not in any sororities in college. Dear God, no shade. But it is a sorority paddle that, I told you I was the president of a club in college. I indeed was, and this is what they gave me as a parting gift. I'm not going to show you the front side because it has my real name on it. I don't want y'all to know my real name just yet. Let's get right into the video. I've missed you guys so much. Yo, I have missed y'all so much. Are you ready? You are not ready for what we're going to talk about today. Let me tell you. So, the city of San Francisco in the wonderful, blunderful state of California has this thing that we like to call, well, we don't like to call it anything because we don't want to call it anything, a poop patrol. Yeah. Let me tell you about it. So back when I was in college, one of my all-time favorite professors ever, and it was criminal justice. I'm not a criminal justice major, but I loved taking classes with him. He was one of those professors that it was impossible to get in his classes because that's how much everybody loved him. My first day in his class, we sit there and he goes, I have the right to offend you and you have the right to be offended. And I was sitting there like, this is my freshman year, and I was like, okay. Then he just flips all of us off. And we all just sit there, and I just like, I know I already love you because so that's the sense of who he is. So in my junior year of college, I don't quite remember which class it was because again I took so many classes with him because he's just amazing. He helped me be a better sociologist. He helped me reframe my mind. He helped me be a better thinker, which is amazing. One day in Space and Time in class, he told us that he was going to tell us about San Francisco. And I was like, okay, what about San Francisco? That's so random, but that's him. He's random. And he goes, did you know San Francisco has a poop patrol? And I look at him and I'm like, say you swear. Say you lying. Say it ain't so. What you mean, poop patrol? He gonna go, yeah, one time I was in Frisco. Those of y'all who don't know, San Francisco is called Frisco. One time I was in Frisco with my family and we were in traffic and, city streets, normal, everyday, regular city, right? Wrong. Because tell me why this lady just like steps out of her car, right out of the passenger side of her car, and then walks up to like the city street, like the pavement, squats, and then just like drops a deuce. And I was like, huh? What? The best part about this story though is the fact that nobody reacted to this lady doing what she did. And then she just got right back up. She got right back up and went back into the car. Oh my God. Oh no. That lady deserved a smack from one of these, like, whoosh, like whoosh, on the behind. Well, definitely not because she didn't wipe. So I don't want her touching my sorority paddle. So we're gonna get into some interesting facts about this scat patrol that they got going on in San Francisco. And yes, as far as I know, it is still going. It's still going. And before we get into it, let me tell you all this. We are not a commentary channel. I say this all the time. We make a commentary type of video. I am not a commentary channel. But I will show you something. See this right here? See this right here? You see it? Okay. Oh, shoot. This right here is my BSc in sociology with a minor in psychology. I'm not hard flexing on you or nothing. I'm just trying to say when I talk about something, I know what I'm talking about because BSc denotes a whole lot of statistical research, a whole lot of math. I don't like, well, my mom said don't say you don't like math. Math don't like me. So I know what I'm talking about. That's what I want y'all to know. That's the only reason I'm showing you all my college degree. So in 2018, the wonderful city of Frisco got their 311, which I believe is their Department of Public Works, like public relations, whatever, anything to do with the public, got a lot of calls reporting a rise in a feces problem. Imagine you work at the Department of Public Works, you wake up in the morning and then you get like 30 calls and people are telling you, yes, it's scat on the streets. Number 2 everywhere. Ooh, we change our name from San Francisco to number 2 Cisco. That was bad. I'll come up with a better joke. I promise you that. A majority of the calls were stating that it was dog poop, right? But and trust and believe when I say it doesn't bring me a lot of delight to make this video, a little bit, because it's very interesting, but I also don't like to talk about, we don't want to talk about that, but we have to, because I want you to know. I know, so now you have to know too, okay? A lot of people are calling in saying that, oh, it's definitely dog poop, but then upon further observation, people came to find out that it was actually human. What does further observation mean? I'm not sure, but I found an article that said that this problem actually started in 2011. So San Francisco was dealing with this for 8 years before the city actually did something about it. And apparently they set aside almost $1 million to deal with the issue, which is great. After a myriad of complaints from the people, the city decided, all right, this is what we're gonna do. So they got 5 people from their Department of Public Works to deal with the problem, and they became known as the Poop Patrol. I imagine that, you clock into work and it's a wonderful day, you walked in, you dodged all the piles of number 2 on the road, made it in, you're chilling, and they go, Jeffrey, and you're like, huh? You're gonna be on the Poop Patrol. I would immediately start to wild out. I would break everything in that dang office. Because what are you talking about? So every day I gotta wake up, brush my teeth, eat breakfast, and then go hunt for number 2 on the streets. Yeah, because that's what they do. They don't just they have to go out and hunt for it. Another really great thing about this is that the city decided that, 5 people is perfect. The entirety of our city, 5 people, only 5 people. 5 people is the perfect amount of people to do this job. Wow. I just love to see the whole process, the thought process behind this entire thing, because this is the height of intelligence. Another thing that you'll find quite interesting about the city of Frisco is that it is one of the largest metropolitan areas, kind of like Atlanta, where I live, meaning that it's a very big city, and it's also a place with a very big, it's a good population of people with big money. So it's a rich city. And the city is so rich, but it took them 8 years to deal with this problem. A city so rich that it can't afford to provide its residents with public restrooms. I'm about to show you something that you are not ready for. You probably weren't even ready for this video, which, by the way, don't watch this video while you're eating, obviously, unless you have a appetite of steel. I'm about to show you something you're not ready for. I'm going to insert it right here. This right here is San Francisco's, is their poop map. These are the areas where it's a whole lot of piles and piles and piles of number 2. And you see, another thing that's interesting, if you don't find this interesting, that's whack, because this is so interesting, is that for the longest time, the city thought that it was the homeless people. Well, let me say this. The running theory was that it was the homeless people, which of course it makes sense. They don't have homes, so obviously they don't have bathrooms, they don't have a place to go, which I think about that a lot. I'm like, if I was the mayor of this city, I would have been solved the homelessness problem. It bugs me. I'm like, how do they go to the bathroom? How do they shower? It breaks my heart. One of their first solutions was to go against the homeless people, but leave those people alone. They came to find out later that it wasn't them, because again, remember the story I told you in the beginning of the video about my professor who's seen that lady just pull down her pants and go at it? That was becoming the common thing, because there was a lack of public restrooms in the city of San Francisco. The people were protesting by dropping deuces everywhere, which I have to say, I can't tell you how much I respect that. honest, you see, a group of people who really know how to protest is the French. I think the whole world needs to learn from French people how to protest. Have you watched French protests? Shoot, they don't, of course, they don't pull on their pants and drop deuces, but they know how to protest. You know what I'm saying? So if you ever felt in your life that, to protest the fact that your city doesn't have public restrooms, hey, how about we all suffer? Go ahead, right here, right here, right now. If you do that, stay far away from me. But I respect it. That is like, that, what? See, that it worked. It worked. It worked. They covered the streets in number 2, and the city did something about it. Like, so shoot, we need to start learning somehow from that, and somehow. And of course, this is not the entire city. I'm sure, I don't know, I'm just lumping all of them together. This started in this place called Tenderloin. And another interesting facts, they never cease to interest me, because another interesting thing about the Poop Patrol is that they're divided into 2 parts. There's the practitioners and the patrollers. Let me explain. Job of the patrollers, as the name suggests, is they patrol the streets with the steam washers and the cars. Oh, number 2 right there, Jesse. I have so many questions, like, and I know there's videos on the internet, but I really don't want to watch that. I really don't. And I'm not going to make you watch that. So yeah, because I love you. So there. Then there's the practitioners. The practitioners are essentially ex-cons or current cons. Essentially, their whole job is, there are pit stops, right? They created a pit stop. Pit stops are the public restrooms, which are situated at different parts on the city streets. Some of them are movable. I'll insert that here. This is one of the movable ones. And then some of them are stationary. I'll insert that here. This is one of the stationary ones. And the practitioners are posted up outside of the stationary ones. Am I using that word right? I think I am, right? I am. You would think that I'm not educated. You really would, how I be functioning sometimes. But the ones which don't move, let's say that, the ones which are stuck in the ground, the practitioners post up around them, and then essentially they're there to greet you, when you want to use the bathroom. Imagine you're like, let's say you got diarrhea, you're like, and they're like, hello, and then they open the I'd be like, get out my way. I'm playing. And the practitioners are like, hello. And then you're like, oh, yes, thank you. And you grab the TP from them and you get in and you sit there. And then every 5 minutes they knock. I'm trying to get through this video without losing my mind. I'm trying. I really am, y'all. Y'all need to give me some accolades for that. Like and comment and share and subscribe, y'all. Vibe with us. Become mustational. This is how we have fun over here. You know what I'm saying? Every 5 minutes they knock to make sure that you're not doing drugs. And I'm like, so if I have diarrhea, imagine you have diarrhea, you're like, ooh. Yes. Are you good? Yeah, I'm good with I'm telling you, I would wild out. If I had diarrhea, I was in one of those pit stops, and one of those I don't care if you spent 15 years or 30 years in jail and you were a hardened criminal, and I'm in the bathroom and I have diarrhea, and you knocking on the door, I kick the door down. I don't even care. I'll get up and kick the door down in. Another thing about the practitioners is it's also their responsibility to keep the bathroom clean. And you want to know how much they get paid? Guess. And this is about the practitioners, because the patrollers, I'll tell you about them in a second. The practitioners, guess how much they get paid? Guess. Give me a second. Guess. Tell me. In my ear right now. No, they get paid $16, which is $1 above minimum wage. Wow. You'd have to pay me $40 to do some crap like that. Okay? This is why I believe that anybody who has to deal with people on the daily, people who have to work customer service, deserve to be paid $30, $40+. Why? Because we got to deal with y'all bum selves. After a long day at work, you come and you want to give me an attitude while I'm trying to take your order. Listen, don't treat people who have to make your food any type of way. I won't do anything because I have way too much fear of the Lord Most High in me. I don't want Yahweh to smack me upside my head. He smacks me a lot because I'll be wilding sometimes. A lot of the time, I'm not trying to get smacked. but other people will. Other people do a lot of messed up to your stuff to your food after you mistreat them. Don't mistreat people who are making something that you're gonna eat. Okay, just out of just pure human decency, but also because there are messed up people in the world. One of the rules that the practitioners have to go by, or well, this is the final point I'm gonna make about the practitioners, is that if the bathroom ain't clean, it's not open. So, wow. Now let me tell you about the patrollers. I'm not gonna lie though, as a true sociologist, I did not do. Ooh, hold on, just my shoes. I did not do my due diligence with. Well, not that I didn't do my due diligence, because I did. I didn't research this as I should have in the way that I should have. So really, a lot of this information is coming from like articles that I found. So because I don't want to do research into this, and you can't make me. Okay, I'm not doing it. Now, let's talk about the patrollers. So the patrollers, like I said earlier, their entire job is to patrol the streets looking for the number twos and then, wash it off the streets. But I have so many questions like, where does it go? You know what? I'm not going to talk about my questions because then, never mind. I'm going to ask you, guess how much the patrollers get paid yearly? Guess. Tell me in my ear. No, you're wrong. You want to know how much they get paid? $184,000 a year. Wow. Shoot. Patrollers, are y'all hiring? Cause and what are the requirements? I'm pretty strong. You can't tell. I hurt my shoulder. You can't tell, but I'm pretty swole. You know what I'm saying? Because I got a supersized shirt on. I'm smart. I have a college degree. You know what I mean? Do I have a strong stomach? I do, incredibly strong. And you want to know how? Check out this video on my channel, my I Saw Death video. That'll tell you why my stomach is so strong. I could do it. Shoot, I'll move right now. I'll leave Atlanta, come to Frisco. I'll do it. Y'all hiring? Help a girl out. I wonder if the city of Atlanta could benefit from something like this. You want to know why? Well, the other day I was on the MARTA, and any Atlantan knows that MARTA, every day I gotta take the MARTA, and every day I want to put my head through the wall. So if y'all heard that Stashy put her head through the wall, it was the MARTA. It drove me to the edge. And for those of y'all who don't live in Atlanta and don't know what MARTA is essentially our public transportation. It is hell to navigate. You've heard me talk about this a lot in my videos. And so I was on my way to work, and then let me set up the scenario for you, and you might help me realize if I'm tripping or not. But before that, I'm going to insert a video right here, which if you're eating, but I'm letting you know right now, this is about to be real gross. It's about to be a really gross, disgusting thing. I had to experience this, so now you got to experience it too. And it's love. It's because I love you, okay? So I'm going to insert the video right here, and I'm going to come back, and I'm going to give you the setup, and you let me know if I was tripping or not.
Kill me. Take me home. Kill me right now.
What the heck? Okay, so I got off the train, went up the stairs, and then usually I didn't go up the stairs. That's a lie, but I should have, because that's the thing. The Holy Spirit talks to you, but you don't listen, because the Holy Spirit tried to tell me, take the stairs. I said, nah, I'm too lazy. So I always usually take the elevator. It's just one floor. So when I was walking up to the elevator, this lady was like ahead of me, right? And I didn't realize this until later when I was thinking back to it. So I've seen this lady, she walked up into the elevator, like, right? And then she was turned to the side like this. Ooh, itchy. And then she elevator door closed. I'm like, okay, rude, you could have held it open for me or whatever. And then I waited for the elevator to come back down. Right, I had my blackout sunshades on. My blackout sunshades, essentially, when I wear it, nobody can see my eyes, and that's what I love about those shades. So nobody can see where I'm looking. So I had them on, but it does obstruct my vision a little bit. So I walked onto the elevator, and I was like, and I saw something on the ground, like where the lady was standing, and I was like, what that is? So I take off my shades, and I see it, and oh God. It is a multicolored, like you seen in the video, multicolored log, drop, whatever, number 2. And I remember I had just subconsciously held my breath, and I was like, oh my gosh. Then I just had to breathe. I breathed in, and I was like, oh no. And I held my nose. And I held my nose. And then again, I wanted to just throw myself onto the train tracks. I joke. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You see, that's the flag right there, which means that I'm prone to making jokes about anything and everything and being unserious all the time. And I understand that self is not a joke. Why? Because I struggled with that when I was a kid. And I'll tell y'all that story one day when I am ready. And when the person who essentially saved me is here with me to tell that story with me. But yes, I remember thinking to myself, how did that lady like, because I remember I made eye contact with her as the elevator doors were closing. And I'm like, and I was like, well, how did she not react at all? I didn't see her reacting. But then just a couple of days ago, I was thinking back and I was like, huh, now that I think about it, she was standing like this in the direction of exactly where I seen the deuce, right? Number two, she had on a dress. She looked like an upstanding lady, you know what I mean? And I had so many questions. My next question was, it's only 2 floors, so that means it takes like what, all of 5 seconds for the elevator to move up and down. How does somebody have time to do that and wipe and not get caught by anybody? You know what I mean? And that's when I started to realize, wait, she actually might have been the one to do that, because I thought back to the face that she made as I made eye contact with her. And she was like, she had a backpack on and she had a flowy dress. And I was like, that lady fully dropped the deuce and walked away like nothing happened. Didn't even wipe or nothing. And I was just like, that is crazy. Which makes me wonder, Atlanta, city of Atlanta, maybe we should also start a poop patrol. Okay, because that is whack. I'm so traumatized by that I can't even take the dang elevator in any of the city stations anymore. Now I will take the stairs and the escalators. Okay, I've learned my dang lesson. Because every time you get on the dang elevator, it always smells like pee. Because yes, people are crazy. But yeah, that's what happened to me the other day. Another thing that I'm thinking about? I think about the fact that like kids are so cruel and mean. Because imagine it's bring your dad to work there, bring your mom to work there, and they're like, oh, my mom is on the poop patrol. Imagine how that little classroom is gonna erupt in laughter. Because like I said, kids are jerks. Kids, I was bullied so badly, so badly as a kid. I got 10 years worth of stories, and every time I tell people that story, people cry. That's how bad it was. That's not why we're here. I'll tell y'all those stories later. But imagine though, like, and again, I'm not trying to shame anybody on that patrol. They pay y'all 100, almost 200K a year. Shoot, are y'all hiring? I'm being so serious. Like, I'm not trying to shame them. It's just such a fascinating thing to me, you know? This also very slightly reminds me of back in the day in England, in the UK, when this became an issue and they had nowhere to put any of their stuff, so they just all went in the city streets. And they also used to like go in buckets and dump them down like out the window. So imagine you're just having a bang up day, straight chilling, walking down the city streets, hello governor, to everybody you see, and then you're drenched. Okay, I'm gonna stop. That being said, though, if you made it this far to this point in the video, I just want to let you know. That I love you. I am very, very, very love you. Jesus also loves you. We all love you. You are loved and you got this. Matter of fact, before we head out, let me give y'all a Bible verse. Let me give y'all some. Hold on. We're going to be looking at Isaiah chapter 1, verse 16, which says, wash yourselves, make yourselves clean. Put away the evil of your doings before my eyes. Cease to do evil. Of course, it's not just necessarily talk about like a physical sense, also in the spiritual sense, but I'm going to use it in this context. Okay? And the people of Frisco, we're going to talk like, stop being nasty. I'm playing. But seriously though, like getting out of your car. And I'm going to show you a snapshot from an article where somebody who was interviewing a lady, literally as he's interviewing her, she's also just pulls up her skirt and then squats. That's not normal behavior. And I understand it's in protest against the city. I stand with you. But please, there are better ways that we can do this to get our message across. You understand what I'm saying? So y'all don't be like that. Don't do that. It's 2025 now. I don't know if people are still doing that. I hope not. I hope the poop patrol has come far. But yeah. Always remember my wonderful, sensational, beautiful, everything wonderful ever. I can't think of words right now. Stational. You are loved. You are so loved. You got this. And don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to share. I want to hear from y'all. Come on now. I want to talk to y'all. Talk to me. Don't forget to share. Share this with your people. Tell me what you think. And if you live in the city of Frisco and I'm absolutely crazy, hit me up. Hit me up in the comments. Fight me. I want to talk to you. I want to talk to y'all about this. Okay. That being said, though, I'll see y'all later. All right. Okay. Bye. Oh no, not y'all let me record this whole video with crust around my leg. Like I promise you, I am not a crusty individual. That is crazy. Oh my god, that's embarrassing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, my angels. Forgive me. Oh gosh.